Have you ever looked at a stack of papers and wondered, where do I start? Have you ever looked at a bank statement or a financial statement, insurance statement, any kind of statement, you're going, how is it written? I don't understand what it means anymore. It's been a while. Losing a loved one just doesn't break your heart, but it hands you a mountain of work to do. You have a lot on your plate and you're trying to grieve at the same time. You have the paperwork that needs to be done, decisions that need to be made, and you need to grieve. It's hard to think because that grieving is so important. There's questions to be answered. Is there a will? Am I doing the right thing? What if I miss something important? If you can relate to any of those questions or feelings, you're not alone. And you're not expected to figure it out all in one day. This episode is to help you figure out the trail of paperwork that your loved one left behind and how you're going to move forward in figuring it out. We're going to talk about where to start, what to focus on, and how to move forward one step at a time. You are not failing, you're actually navigating, and you don't have to do it alone. Stay with me through the end because I'm going to share some very powerful information to help you move forward and help you honor the loved one that you're missing so much and their memory.
Life doesn't always go as planned, does it? Maybe you're facing a job loss, navigating a divorce, caring for a loved one, or grieving the loss of someone close to you. These moments can feel overwhelming, leaving you wondering, what now? Welcome to Thriving Through Transitions. In this broadcast series, you'll find hope, guidance, and practical advice to help you move forward one step at a time. Each week, Vicki Jern, a compassionate financial advocate, brings you thoughtful insights and actionable strategies to tackle life's challenges head on. From managing financial hurdles to finding balance and building resilience, she's here to help you survive and thrive. So, whether you're amidst a major change or preparing for what's ahead, join us each week to learn from someone who understands and who truly cares. Don't forget to subscribe and follow so you're always ready for whatever life brings your way. Be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.
Welcome to Thriving Through Transitions. I'm Vicki Jern, your financial advocate, and I'm so happy you're joining me today. This is week 2 of our series, Grief and Finances, Finding Healing and Hope After Loss. Today's conversation is deeply personal to each of us and to myself. We're going to be talking about things that many of us are not prepared for. It's the mountain of paperwork that follows the loss of a loved one. It's the financial accounts, the insurance claims, Social Security, the legal documents, the list of things that you never had to touch before until now. It seems incredibly unfair to have to go through this while you're still trying to grieve. You don't have to figure this out today, and you don't have to walk this path alone. We'll take one step at a time with clarity, strength, and confidence. If something in this conversation resonates with you, I would invite you to stay till the end. And if you know someone that actually might need this presentation to help them through this time, please share this with them. Let them know about this series and this episode. I remember speaking with someone not long ago who said to me, Vicki, I've never had to handle the bills, and now I do. They were overwhelmed. Her husband had passed away unexpectedly, and now she was left with all the bills and everything to take care of. But to top it off, she was really devastated. It was so unexpected, and she wanted to grieve in her own time and needed to take care of those bills. She didn't know exactly where the bills were. He talked to her about passwords, but she really didn't listen real closely. She knew where they were, but she didn't really know how to get into it. She was overwhelmed. And she even actually saw some statements of accounts she wasn't familiar with. There was a stack of paper coming in the mail every day that just kept piling up, and she didn't know what to do. She told me, I stared at that pile and I moved one thing to another pile. And I think I was going to work on it, but I was too devastated. I was grieving. I didn't want to touch it. It was just too much. And underneath of the pile was grief, deep grief. She was devastated. Did not expect that. Her whole future had just gone down in grief. It was really about saying goodbye to the life they had prepared for, unexpectedly saying goodbye. Then there was a woman I met recently whose mother had passed away after a long illness. Her mother was one who always had everything handled, at least she thought so. But when it came time to settle the estate, she couldn't find everything. She didn't know where it was. Her mother did have a will, but they never talked about it. When she tried to address this with her mother when she was alive, about her will and stuff, her assets and her home, what do you want, Mother? She says, don't worry about it. I don't want to discuss it. Does that resonate with some of you? I bet it does. Her mother actually said, you'll figure it out when it happens. Most of us don't want to do that to our kids in the future, do we? But when her mother passed, she felt everything but ready. She couldn't find everything. She didn't know what her mother's wishes were. And she was grieving. She was devastated. There was no clear instructions, no passwords. She wasn't even sure she could find all the statements. She told me, I feel like a failure, like I was letting my mother down because I don't really know what to do. But how was I to know, since no one ever really talks about this stuff, about how to deal with someone passing and taking care of their piles of information? This is a part of loss that people don't really talk about, is the paperwork, and especially having to deal with it if it's your mother or someone that really didn't want to talk about it. You're left trying to answer questions you don't really feel equipped to answer. The questions could be, what matters first? What do I take care of first? Who do I call? How do I go about taking care of probate? Am I doing it right? And while you're asking these questions and wondering, the world keeps moving, doesn't it? Bills still keep coming in. Taxes might need to be paid. State taxes might need to be paid. You can't stop. You've got to make sure you move forward. You don't put your head in the sand. So many people carry the burden of trying to figure out what to do next. They maybe don't discuss it, but there's a lot of people out there that have to deal with this. And it's not an easy task. They're wondering, did my loved one leave details behind? Where can I find it? The feeling's the same for most everybody. Feeling lost, overwhelmed, and thinking, am I doing it correctly? Have I missed something? You've got to go through the pile of paperwork, and it's overwhelming. And you know what's most interesting is there's really no roadmap. There's no map to help you get through all of this. There's no way to know how to go and to do it unless that loved one left you the information and planned ahead. So where do you begin when you're starting at that mountain of paperwork on your table or on the desk? What's most important? Let's talk about that. Imagine you have a whole group of people over for dinner. It's the holidays. And what happens after you eat? Do you take care of everything at one time? Or do you move the dishes off the table and take them to the kitchen? If there's pots and pans that need to soak, you let them soak. You don't do it all at one time. It's just like taking care of finances or looking at this stack of papers. It's one step at a time. Keep that in mind. So what if I told you there's a way to help you sort through this chaos and to move forward one step at a time? Let's talk about 5 simple steps to help you get there. We're not going to rush you, but I hope that makes you think and move forward at your own pace. Step number 1, start with what you know. Write down what you know. If you know what the banks are, the financial companies, insurance, the lawyer, the CPA, write that all down. If you don't have a telephone number, just get the list and start with what you know and build up on it. You're just gathering the pieces right now. to move forward. Step number 2, look for the will or trust, but don't panic if you can't find them. Search the desk, if they have a desk. Maybe there's files. Maybe they've got it in the kitchen somewhere. Sometimes there's a working desk in the kitchen. But look around and see if you can find if there's a will or a trust. Or did they give you a copy a long time ago and you just forgot about it and look in your location too? If you can't find anything, see if you can find a business card that might have a name of an attorney or a CPA or some of these financial institutions. Or a piece of paper that has something written down. Just the smallest detail can help you towards this list. And if you can't find anything, you can always contact the probate court in the county where they lived. Step number 3, understand the executor role. That is so important. All of these steps are important, but if you're the executor, you need to understand the role of the executor. It's about stewardship, not perfection. It's being a steward of your loved one's assets. Being the executor doesn't mean doing everything at once. It's making sure you gather all the information and you have it organized and have a plan to move forward. You might need to notify the financial institutions. You need to go to probate. There's so many you need to take care of the death certificate. There's so much that needs to be done, and it's a little overwhelming, especially when you're grieving. But know that you can't wait, but take one step at a time and and prioritize what needs to be done. Step number 4, request a credit report. This is important because if you don't know where everything is, a credit report will show if anything is due and where things have been paid to. It can help you towards solving and setting up that list that you need. Just know that you're not automatically responsible for the debt that they have, if there's any debt. You're just figuring out what needs to be done and prioritizing everything and figuring out what the estate has to take care of. Step number 5, prepare a tax file for their individual taxes and if there's any estate taxes, and put stuff in that you find into that file. You could put a W-9s, any kind of 1099s, Social Security statements, anything that would help you into that file for taxes. What you're really doing is collecting stuff, so that helps you towards this planning and knowing when things are due. Know that you're not just sorting paper, but you're actually carrying forward a legacy. It's their life, and you want to honor that. It's also a part of the process of healing. It's a lot of work, and I'm sure most people would rather just process the grief and get through that, but you've got to take care of this too, especially if you're the executor. You're honoring their wishes. This is not easy. It can be hard, but just know that each step that you take is helping towards their legacy, and also should make you feel really good about what you're doing to honor them. If you're feeling stuck or just not really sure how to move forward, here are 3 ways to look at this time differently. Ways that can ease the pressure, make you feel like you're making some progress. Number 1, you don't need to finish, just begin. Just take that step to move forward. You don't have to get it all done in one day. It's going to take time. It can take weeks, but don't just let it sit there. You've got to prioritize and get started. Step number 2, you're not doing this wrong. It's just hard. Being an executor, moving forward and taking care of their stuff is hard. And the more stuff they have, the harder it is gathering that information, unless they left you a good detail about what to do. Thought number 3 is this is not just about taking care of paperwork. This is about their legacy. It's actually part of their story, and you're helping write the ending of their story. That's pretty cool. You just think of it that way. The document you're looking at was part of their legacy, and you're trying to close out that, and you might find some pieces of information you didn't know about. That's a thought. You're not just handling their legacy. You're doing more than managing their paperwork. You're actually ending their story and helping towards leaving their legacy. And that's out of love. And that is a great story. So keep that in mind. You're grieving, but you are helping end their story. And that is great. People come to me a lot and ask me questions when they lose a loved one. And I'd like to just share a few of these questions with you because you might be thinking about it, or maybe down the road you might, and you'll remember this. Question 1 is, do I have to pay their debt? First of all, gather all the information you need about their debt and find out when everything's due, because the estate will most likely take care of it, and it's not you that have to pay the debt. So look at this and make sure that you're doing the right thing, but don't forget it. Don't think, oh, I don't have to do anything. Make a list and write down the dates and what's due, and discuss that with your attorney and your CPA. Another question is, what if I can't find their will? I discussed that a little bit earlier, and it is very important that you don't forget about that will or trust, but look everywhere. And I make sure that you look in files on the desk in the house, if you by chance have a copy of it, or if you have a sibling that they have a copy. And if not, you're going to go to the probate court in the county, or look for cards. I mentioned that, or pieces of paper. Dig, definitely dig, and you hopefully will find something. And the last question I want to share with you is, what if I'm overwhelmed? I don't want to make any decisions. I'm just grieving and it's just too much. It's a good question. Grief can affect you both mind, soul, heart, body, but you have to move forward. You can't take care of everything at one time, but you can't put your head in the sand and think that I can get to it eventually and it'll be months down the road, because you might have missed some important deadlines that need to be resolved. And so definitely take one step at a time, like I mentioned to you in episode 9, and just work your way through this, but don't forget about it. It's too important. And your grief is important too, but you cannot wait for years or months to take care of this. You've got to take that step forward, and it'll make you feel better. So sorting through paper isn't just about the paperwork. It's more. It's about love, the loss, and the life moving forward, the life that they had also. That's all very important. So it's very hard, but you can do it. I know you can, just one step at a time. You took a big step today by listening, and I sure am happy you're here. And I hope you enjoyed this episode and that you got something out of it. And if anything, share it with someone who's going through this too at this time. You can also call me at 832-698-2010. I'm always here to help guide you and help you navigate this time, because there's so many things that I don't discuss in this presentation that are extremely important. Also, you can go to our website at www.bfinancialpartners.net and also schedule an appointment with me. And let me tell you, I've helped so many people navigate this, and I've actually gone through this myself. My husband has gone through this with his loss of his mother. I had a loss of my father, a loss of friends. So know that you're not by yourself. Before I go, please be sure to subscribe so that you can be on the list on the ones coming out. I want to remind you that every step you take is well worth it, and it will feel like you are moving forward. And don't forget that you still need to grieve and get to where you need to be, but don't forget the paperwork also. This is Vicki Jern, and remember, be financially prepared for today and the uncertainties of tomorrow.